Welcome everybody. It's been a long time coming. We've officially hit 100 streams of Genshin Impact. Give or take. Because I do occasionally, at least if you're watching these on YouTube, I do occasionally put in like half episodes when I have some content that I want to just get down and dirty that I'll record off stream and just put up there. But this should be the 100th stream that we've done of this. I have no plans for what we're going to be doing this patch or update. I'm told Navia's character story is out, so we'll probably end up doing that if I have the means to unlock it. Beyond that, I'm just excited to be here more than anything. Once again, thanking everyone who has followed and subscribed. So, you've been a big help, and you are probably some of the main reasons why I even continue bothering to play a lot of this content to begin with. Genshin has been a big part of the channel for the last year. We started playing this game in and around this time last year. Or more often in August, actually, I should say last year. Because we started somewhere around the 3.1, 3.2 update. And here we are at the 4.3 update now. It's amazing that we've managed to continue going this far. I know I've been putting a lot of time into Star Rail lately, but I'm really enjoying that as well. Not as many people watch the Star Rail content, but I enjoy it, so that I'm going to keep going and continuing it nonetheless. Not that I've forgotten other content on the channel. We have started resuming Lost Branch, and you can expect more and more of that in the future as we continue to run through all the challenge runs and achievements. Without further ado, one last plug before we begin, before this thing's loaded and I get interrupted by Paimon probably. Just remember, you can always join the Discord to know when I'm going to go live and what I'll be doing. It's linked in both the About page on twitchtv.sheetstreams, and you can find it in the description of every video of Dan Sheets on YouTube. Sheets and Sodor is the Discord, and that is the final plug. Without further ado, let's see if we can get this loading screen to finish. Nope. It didn't work. Oh well. See? I wonder if that event that we saw in the trailer is going to be...
Have you seen the Steambird? It seems Fontaine has been celebrating some kind of festival recently. Things are looking pretty lively in the square. They even changed the banners. Huh. There are a lot of people holding cameras. Oh, and they've got candy and snacks too. Looks like everyone's having a good time. Let's go and have a look for ourselves.
There's Paimon on cue. Alright. Let's look at that. Roses and muskets. Steambird reports Fontanians have been lively spirits lately. Paimon suggested you come to a festival venue. I generally don't want to start these because generally they have the bad habit of going on for like 3 days. Easing up at eternity looking down. What is this? Rosa Multifora chapter. And Genshin TCG update. Alrighty, so we could do this. Roses and muskets. And then we have just the Navia quest. Oh well. Let's do Roses and Muskets for now. Because it's only going to be up for 17 days. As much as I don't want this to be... If it ends up ending short, we'll continue and we'll end with the... Or maybe I'll put this on YouTube and it'll get split into 2 parts if we have to. So that'll probably be the plan then. So we'll do Roses and Muskets just because Paimon wants us to. Remember that, Paimon. We did this because of you. Man, I also promise we'll get back to doing hangout events at some point. I believe I said we were doing Chongyun's next. And, we'll definitely get to that. Who's on the banner? I actually don't know who's on the banner. Sucrose, Candace, and Rosaria. Do I care? I don't know if I care. I would pull for Navia. I kind of want to, but at the same time, I don't know if I want any of the 4 stars. And for the Epitome Path, then I guess we'll just grab the Verdict because it's cool looking. But if we get it, we get it. Who cares? What I really want to be doing is pulling on Standard Banner, because I have this really bad habit of forgetting to pull on the Standard Banner, and we've gotten 52 fucking whatever fates so that we can pull on it. So we're going to do the same challenge we've done on the last couple of streams. I am going to set a timer on my phone. We're 7 minutes into the stream now, which means when I get to an hour into the stream, I will do another poll. So let's put 53 minutes on the clock and start. It's ticking down. And once that goes off, we'll do a 10 poll on the Standard Banner. So hopefully, I don't have to do a bunch of these. One for good luck. Or because I keep forgetting that I've been playing Star Rail and the buttons for select and confirm are swapped. So yeah. One more for good luck. That way we have an even 50. Okay, where was I? We gotta start this. To the Court of Fontaine. There we go. Now I can teleport in. We've already started, and I've already wasted so much time. Muskets. Roses and muskets. I have a feeling that the Navia questline will go on for about 2 hours. That's my personal feeling. No confirmation as to whether or not it's true.
Just then,
There we go.
rain stopped.
Sending out some messages, and now that we'll resume. I guess another thing I should bring up is that there's some quest lines from 4.2 that I still want to go through and do that people have told me to do. There's one involving the Steambird that I'm told to do, and I'm also told, really annoyingly, that I haven't finished the Narsenkreuz quest line because I need to do that stupid Melusine quest where I find all the missing pages of that book. And I guess I'll confirm now that I probably won't do it. It sounds like too much work, and I apologize now.
Should it keep raining?
So, for those of you who want to see that, I'm sure you can Google it, or I'm sure you can go to the website, but there are a few other world quests that if anyone wants me to do, they can always message me on Discord and tell me where to start it and what to do, and I will try to record those. Whether we do them in live streams or we do them off stream, I will try to get them for the YouTube channel. But that's ultimately going to be up to you all, on whether or not I do any of those or not. Okay, now that we've wasted 11 minutes, let's just get back to this main quest line. The crack of muskets breaking the silence. Oh, they are banners everywhere.
Seriously?
Paimon was right.
But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
Xavier, you were in the trailer.
I'm afraid that there's nothing
Was
really
Morris
I
in
can
the trailer?
do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
But what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Oh.
Hey,
That's a
isn't
very
it
familiar
Xavier?
voice.
So he's back in Fontaine now.
Xavier. Oh, is Xavier... Oh, that's the guy that we talked to during the 3.3 Archon quest. He was exploring, Tatarasuna, I believe, in Inazuma. I thought the name sounded familiar.
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear Traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here at this time.
Kind of sounds like Sunny Straight, but I'm not sure. It's been a while. How you been?
Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and is no longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
Oh, I just noticed Chevreuse in the background over there. You can barely see her. She's a little bit of a speck.
Can't you just find a different investor?
Paimon raises an excellent point, but it's not like something you can do on short notice.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontanalia Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investors until the festival is finished.
Who the fuck put that in the contract?
The Fontanalia Film Festival? What's that?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film Festival? Then allow me to fill you in. The Fontanalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids, and eventually welcomed the Hydro Arconageria.
Interesting.
The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
Man, they're going all in on Fontaine. Where were these festivals in Sumeru? We got one event in Sumeru that I was present for. We got the weird, like, school contest thingy, where it was mostly just a Kaveh character quest.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember
I
something.
want a yearly Sub-Zerus festival event. Just like we get for Lantern Rite, I want a Sub-Zerus festival every year that we get to celebrate Naheda's birthday, because she deserves it.
Ah, I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics. I usually try to recite things straight from the source.
That's very noble of you.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Liyue.
And the Sub-Zerus festival in Sumeru.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those of other nations, Fontaine will hold a plethora of events around this time each year.
I want to celebrate Ruka Devada's birthday too.
To commemorate the Loch Knights, people will imitate them by putting on special costumes, raising golden cups, and going door to door asking for pure water.
Huh. That is a weird tradition.
But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
So it's Halloween now?
Really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
I'm not surprised either now that you mention it.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
It's literally Halloween!
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But
Why is this
how
event
does
in
that
December?
connect Back to the film festival you mentioned.
Why the fuck is this event in December if it's ripping off Halloween?
Ah, yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. I just got too excited after seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form.
Fair.
During this time, people may submit films to
Am I
be
gonna have to bring
evaluated.
back Meanwhile in the
and
1920s,
entry
Dan?
with the highest score will be given the Farina Award by the
No,
association.
Can't he? Well, no. Santa doesn't go door to door. He goes chimney to chimney. It's a small but significant distinction.
The what award?
I'm sorry, Paimon. I wasn't paying attention. Thank you for asking.
The Farina Award. You know, after the Hydro Archon. They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name.
Somebody should get on that. Let's call it the Nouvellette Award. Or the Xavier Award.
Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar.
Fair, I guess
Anyone
that's
with
fair.
eyes can see the way she shines on the stage.
Is the Oscar named after a guy named Oscar, now that I think about it? Or is it like an acronym for something?
Huh. Alright. Guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Somebody also pointed it out to me during my reaction of the 4.3 trailer. I actually did not recognize Chiori. We have heard her name before, is something that was brought to my attention, because she's supposed to be in charge of Churia Boutique, which is that boutique that we've stopped by a few times.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Chioria Boutique?
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh, Paimon remembers now! Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too!
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress.
The Thundering Seamstress. Is she an electro unit?
Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma.
Yep, I saw her in the background. But now that we know that Chioria is the one that's doing the costumes for all of this, it makes me angry with what I like to call the Nilu problem. Does this mean that Chevreuse's character design is going to be her wearing a costume for this movie that this event's going to be built around? Meaning that we won't have an official outfit design for her, just this weird costume from her, and we'll never get to see her outside of that costume ever again, which is kind of sad. Because remember, Nilu's design that she's introduced is a costume she made to play a play in that specific Sub-Zero's festival as the Goddess of Flowers. However, because she doesn't have an alternate costume design, she's just wearing that as her default. Which means her default is an alternate design, not the original. I don't know how many times I'm going to keep bringing this up, and it annoys me to no end. Each character deserves more outfits.
Anyway, Chiori is
Especially the
acquainted
Traveler.
with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able to get such an international cast for the film. She really is a kind soul.
I hope she lives up to your praise.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them?
I think we know all of them. If it's the people from the trailer, it should be the Kamisatos and Yoimiya?
Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly. Chiori will be waiting to meet me there as well.
I know that Ayaka has acting experience, but I don't know anything about Yoimiya's acting experience. The crack of muskets breaking the silence. Roses and Muskets, Act 1. Alrighty, give me the event. Oh, here we go! Meanwhile, the 1920s! We resume the Roses and Muskets fiasco! Man, do those posters look amazing. 1000, sharpshooting zone, trick shots, tricky lights, extreme drive, and into the frame. Alright, these are the new quests. Anyway, the crack of muskets breaking the silence is the next quest. Or I guess it's the same quest. Let's talk to Chevreuse real quick, since she's just standing here. Or I guess we can't. Let's get a nice look at her design real quick. I look forward to you in the next banner. I know that you don't work well. I know you don't work well with the team I intended to put you on, but we're gonna do a team of all eye patch wielders nonetheless. Alrighty, moving forward. It's a real shame that her kit is apparently based around a reaction that nobody except for me uses, which is, the overload reaction. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, you gotta go all the way up there. But yeah, we're gonna put her on a team with Kaya, Beidou, and Fischl. That's my goal for Chevreuse. That being said, we might not get her. I was unable to get a Charlotte, despite how many pulls we did on that banner. We got a C6 Collie instead, which means I guess I should probably just get around to finishing building my Collie. I think I have her at level 60. I'm not entirely sure. Oh. But yeah. Collie's a good unit. I plan on using her more. I think I even mentioned recently that she's probably my favorite character in the game, just from like a story standpoint wise. And I was so ecstatic to see how many events that she got involved in. To the point where I've brought it up at every event, including this one. Huh? Oh, I guess we're going this way. Going to the Navia line? The main Aquabus station on the Clementine line. Ah, there we go. Oh my god, and I thought fucking Kujo Sara's shoes were impractical. What the fuck was that design? No, cut back.
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aquabus hasn't even arrived yet.
Not the voice I expected.
Oh? And who are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chiori Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
If you ever pop into a stream of Marco Meatball, you might occasionally see me in the chat. Unfortunately, I'm known as the guy who pointed out how weird Kujo Sara's shoes are, and that just seems to be what I'm known as the guy in that chat. The way Navia's wardrobe comes together is really exceptional. The concept behind Kiara's outfit was very original.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Oh, she's kind of short now that we're looking at the camera from this angle.
Well, it's like this.
God, those shoes look impractical. I'm afraid that if she leans back slightly, she's gonna fall over.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
What do we even call that type of shoe? It's not even it's not a high heel, right? Is it?
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
I'm losing all interest in the story just because her shoes look so stupid.
But how could I pass it up?
This is
He
Kujo
offered me
Sara
twice as
all
much
over
as the
again.
others.
And therein lies the problem.
At least with Kujo Sara, like, I understand that it's going for the Tengu clog look. But this is just impractical for the sake of fashion.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining...
Oh, he
such
mentioned
excellent
shoes!
script, it's only natural that I would want to make the most of the film. The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find
She
someone
can't
willing
put
to
herself
front
in
such a
your
large amount
shoes.
of
Look at
more,
what she's
so-
wearing.
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering. I'm afraid that any Mora we can scrounge together in a short amount of time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
I'm probably gonna make the thumbnail for this episode just a close-up on those fucking shoes.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
What? You're saying that you have a plan?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just yet.
I wouldn't give up either.
The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all.
I don't know, they should still be paid. There he is. The storm that is approaching.
Really? Then where do you live?
We Melusines live in Melusine Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
Why are we getting this perspective? We're not over here.
We are so thoughtful. But some Melusines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
You know, it never crossed my mind until just now, but some Melusines have hair.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived. But I haven't even finished chatting with Aval yet.
I also enjoyed Aval's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Let's be honest, the only
Thank you
reason
so
Ayaka
much.
is here
I'm usually working here
is
on the
because she
Zaga
got
bus,
that costume
so I
from an
hope I'll
event
have
not
the
too
chance
long
to
ago
see
where
you
she's
again.
dressed as a character from a
There are
Fontanian
so
novel.
many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
God, was Ayaka always that short? I just assumed she was taller just because she was always standing next to her brother, who is a giant.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Just a reminder that almost 4 in-game years have passed since the Traveler started his journey with Paimon.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
See, look at Yoimiya's shoes. Yoimiya's shoes are practical when you compare them to fucking Chiori's and fucking, Kujo-Sara's. Ayaka's wearing boots in this design. I actually think she's wearing sandals in her default design, which... I mean, I wear sandals, so who can I complain? And then we got Ayato, who's just wearing shoes.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
God damn it, the camera just had to pan down so we could see Chiori's shoes again. I'm annoyed.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
I sometimes forget that Ayaka and Yoimiya are friends, because they were working together during the whole, Civil War.
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
High platforms. Is that what we're gonna call those now?
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
I thought I would always have the lead role.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film? I figured you were probably busy, and I didn't want to disturb you.
He did want us to play the lead role. That's fucking hilarious.
So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
That's fucking funny.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Fate is weird, isn't it?
Oh, so you all know each other already. My, what a coincidence. What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this?
It's almost like it's a planned marketing FOMO scheme. Anywho.
Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us, too?
Yes, of course, of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
But you better. Paimon's eating too.
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
How does she walk in those? If she becomes a playable character, how does she sprint in those? Then again, I feel like it might be easier to walk in those than what Kujo-Sara is wearing.
Buildings
But,
in Fontaine are so tall.
You can never lean
Just
back.
Look how big they are.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
So why is the Fount of Lucine the big fancy fountain in Fontaine? This thing is infinitely more impressive in my opinion. It's even in more of the trailers.
And look at that huge spinning sphere! Where does it get its power? Wait a sec! Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about?
Actually, now there's no Indemnitium. Oh, that's right, Nouvelette is the one powering everything that the Oratrice used to be powering. I had already forgotten. Follow the gold dust, Daniel. Just follow the gold dust. Bird.
Scatter!
Got him. Why did it teleport over here?
If you can't afford it, then just give me the photo. It's not about the money.
Man, those people are yelling over nonsense. Looks like we're going inside. I forget that you can go inside the hotel. I think the last time we were in this hotel, Navia almost got assassinated. Have we not been in here since the 4.0 update? Probably no. Yeah, maybe. Did we come in here during Linny's character quest? I think maybe we did.
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma.
Food is food.
How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment.
Let's stop
shall
insulting
we?
each other's cuisine.
How have
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew. A lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Oh, we are adapting the book that Ayaka's in costume for. Cool.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
Oh? What is it?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and will be unable to release to me the amount of funding agreed upon.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Yeah, legal systems suck everywhere.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
Man, I love Ayato. He's such a smart person.
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on such short notice. Besides, we have to consider the film festival's submission deadline.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
I wish this wasn't the option. I still think people should get paid for their work.
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation.
Really?
Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations.
The Kamisato Commission's the
We
one in
didn't
charge of
have
cultural
many
development.
collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hoped this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Indeed. You could say that's the real reason why the Yashiro Commission agreed to come to Fontaine.
Yashiro Commission. I forgot that that's the actual name of it.
I understand, but having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
It doesn't.
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal cultural ties with your nation.
To be fair, they could write it as a business expense. And then they can take the money out of the Ashuro Commission's funding.
This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
Ooh, I would like to too. Because detective novels are like a lot around here, so I'm curious if we could meet some more writers. You know, that haven't been dissolved in water.
All right. I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together enough mora now, even if it means selling my house, my camera, and every single family heirloom.
Damn, you are dedicated to this cause.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
We can help too.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to...
Ew. All right, enough about that.
Don't
Now
be
that we
grossed
have
out. Let the man
Xavier's
cry.
savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen. So, instead of Mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
I believe Paimon gets stuck with clapper duty in the trailer.
All right, pull yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to manage logistics. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be filled.
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
It's the person who operates the slate.
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapper board to record and organize the information of each shot when the camera operator begins shooting. The work requires both patience and careful attention to detail.
As someone who's worked a little bit in the industry, it's a surprisingly... the slate operator or clapper loader, I guess is what they're calling it in this. I've never heard it called that before. Alright, maybe I have. Yeah, I have heard it called that before. But, it's not just like going action slate cut. It's basically... you have to record what scene number it is. You have to constantly reference the shot list. It's harder work than you would think, but it's still relatively easy. But it's not like literally just walk in and go. You actually have to do a significant amount of work behind the scenes.
A clapper board? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to try that!
It's surprisingly fun. I don't know why. It just is.
All right, then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
Oh, fine by me. As for our camera operator, I was thinking of letting the Traveler take the role.
He's used a camera before.
Oh, he's great when it comes to using a camera. Paimon can't even count how many things we've taken photos of during our journey.
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the Traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
Oh, is there a... That's right. We talked to you during a few of the other events where we use photography, don't
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Tevat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
I'm trying to remember when we got that camera.
What do you say, Traveler? Are you interested in the job?
As long as I'll be able to help. Lights, camera, action.
Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
Give him the hug. Give him the hug.
So all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
That should be fun.
Oh, me. I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
I know who has time.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director, right? Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do right now.
Farina? Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Well, considering the project is actually going to help establish better relations between Inazuma and Fontaine, I'm sure she could get down for it.
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
Damn, news travels fast.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect, and the storyboards were also excellent.
Yeah, but she had nothing to do with that.
Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
Yeah, the real question is, will she say yes? We know from the trailer that she does, but...
Fine. You're right, Chiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything! Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence. I just hope she'll agree to help.
Now the Traveler, I hope you feel a little bit like an ass, because now it feels like the only time we go over to visit Farina's, hey, we got a job for you.
Do you need us to also come along?
I wish stuff like this was a permanent event. I don't know how many times I have to say this. This should just be an interlude quest. It doesn't need to be a time-limited event.
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've
Almost-
just arrived in Fontaine, and I'm sure there are many places you would like to visit.
I really feel like almost every event could have just been an interlude quest. There so far has not been an event, at least that I have participated in, that could not have functioned as an interlude Archon quest.
Just leave this task
Or
to me.
character quest.
It's part of my duties as the producer.
Very well. Then we'll be
If the
waiting to hear
Jade
the
Chamber
good news.
gets to be a fucking interlude quest, why can't this?
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider bringing a gift.
Sweets.
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place. We know Farina pretty well by now, so having some familiar faces there should help your chances. Besides, the whole thing was our idea in the first place.
This is basically starting to act like a Farina Archon quest 2.
All right,
Or,
then
I
I'll
mean,
start making
character quest.
preparations. As for the gift...
A gift for someone who was once seen as the Hydro Archon. I wonder what she would like.
Cake.
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring, so perhaps I should get another exquisite clockwork contraption for her.
Where the fuck did you hear that from?
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts, like the Fontanalia mousse?
Yes, yes, yes.
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like desserts, though.
Isn't the Fontanalia festival happening right now? I heard Abel tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to door and asking for sweets. To do something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
She does.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
Alright then, let's go buy some Fontanalia mousse.
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
You're right. We need to further sweeten the deal.
Oh, look, a dog wearing clothes.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontanalia mousse?
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
Praise?
But what could that be?
Your words of praise.
God, I hate being right. Ooh, got the recipe for Fontania mousse. I totally won't forget to use that. Well, time to to go beg Farina for more work. Knock, knock. Hi, Farina. It's Tuesday. I have a job for you. I say, recording this on a Thursday. I hope everyone's enjoying their holidays. I am. It's really nice to have some free time to get back into streaming for a little bit. I don't normally get to stream this often every day, so probably after the holidays are over, we're going to go back to streaming twice a week. But in the meantime, you get to see my face every day. Helps grow the channel as well, which is really nice. Because sadly, the YouTube algorithm really only supports you if you start uploading daily. Which we have been seeing a lot more growth on YouTube, and I should probably make a stream to celebrate the fact that we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. Because we're getting close to hitting 150 now, but it felt nice to get up to 100 for the first time. I made a post about it, but I haven't really talked about it all that much on stream. Who knows, maybe we'll hit 200 before 2024 ends. That being said, the thing that's really been growing the channel is actually Toho Lost Branch. Go to Farina's apartment. Anywho, maybe we'll do some Jackbox or something to celebrate 100 subscribers. That's right, Farina lives in this little place here that's like almost under a bridge.
This is where Farina lives.
Oh no, we're almost at the hour mark.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
How funny would it be if she's not even home?
Coming. Seriously, who's knocking before afternoon tea?
You know, I should have figured that she doesn't wake up before noon.
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Xavier, a film director.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind you? And who's this?
Chiori of Chiori Boutique.
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chiori Boutique. Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Pretty much.
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know.
Paimon, try to be nice.
Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm.
Oh,
Just like
look how
how
animated Paimon's gotten all of a
Sleeping
sudden.
in late is a really smart idea.
I love it when we do funny movements like this.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
That is a good question. I will consult my directory for that and get back to you in 3 days. Anywho.
This is a small gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now.
Oh, she's got the stars in her eyes.
Fontinalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
That's great! So, actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
Oh, but didn't you just say that you're a director?
Unfortunately, I'm busy being a producer right now.
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own, Lady Farina.
She probably has, like, what, a couple 100 years experience?
Are the Traveler and Paimon also part of the film crew?
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader and he's the camera operator.
Camera operator? That can be a pretty technical job, and it directly affects the final quality of the film. Are you really up to it?
It does, but as long as you're consistent, not too many people will really notice. I have experience I can show you if you like.
No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never really seen you use a camera before.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If he can satisfy you with his camera skills, then you'd have nothing to worry about and can join the team. What do you say?
I've done some camera work back in my days. I've gotten a lot of praise for it, but I haven't honestly had to do it in years. I think the last time I've done any camera work was in 2017, just before the pandemic.
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Oh, I do wish to see how skilled the Traveler really is with a camera.
After that, I tried to look more into script writing.
Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give you some scenarios and see if your work is up to my standards.
Whatever you say, Director Farina.
Very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after seeing your work. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
Filming theme directed by Farina. Estelle is the boss of the Beaumont workshop, and has always been proud of her forging machine, as it can not only precisely control the strength of temperature, but also take no effort from the blacksmith. Let us film a promotional video for her workshop. Remember to emphasize the superiority of the forging machine. Okay. Alright, you will need to film several shots according to the director's requirements and compile them into a video. Camera positioning is key, and you should obtain a camera position requirements beforehand. When filming, there will be narrative requirements. Select the most suitable narration according to the story. Try to satisfy your director's filming requirements. After selecting the most suitable choices for all the camera's positions and narrations, you may begin filming the results. Oh, we've already taken the photos. Frame 1, camera position requirement. You need a scene that shows off the Beaumont workshop. That one. Yeah, that's a good establishing shot. Located in the corner of Beaumont's workshop is a weapons workshop that utilizes a forging machine. I guess this is the only choice? Alrighty, scene 2, camera position. You need a scene that shows off the forging machine at work. Well, I mean, this is the obvious choice. This machine can precisely control the force applied and the temperature, making it perfect for doing exhausting, time-consuming work. Cool. This is going to get harder, I assume, at some point, right? You need a scene that shows off the atmosphere. Estelle works relaxedly. Shot taken from a more proximal position. Okay, she's drinking tea. Yeah, that works. They all have the descriptions. Somewhat middling. Okay. Enjoy each day at work. Alright. You need a scene that shows off the weapons arranged in boxes produced by the Beaumont workshop. I mean, again, not much options there. And then lastly, you need a scene that shows off the Beaumont workshop. Why do we even have this shot? Any farther than Beaumont. Alrighty. Located in the court of Fontaine, the Beaumont workshop is a weapons workshop that utilizes the forging machine. This machine can precisely control the force applied and the temperature, making it perfect for doing exhausting and time-consuming work. Thanks to this machine, the owner of the Beaumont Workshop, Estelle, can comfortably enjoy each day at work. But worry not, for the weapons produced by Beaumont Workshop are of outstanding quality, with exquisite craftsmanship and a keen edge. If weapons are what you want, look no further than Beaumont! Okay, we're gonna edit that with a filter. Make that all 1920s style later in post.
It appears that you have more skill than I thought.
Whew, doing that all in one breath was kind of hard, though. Voice actors don't get enough credit. It's hard work.
All the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection to the characters and their lines.
So what's the verdict?
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina?
Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of the Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontanalia Film Festival. Unfortunately, the scripts were all pretty boring and didn't pique my interest.
This one might. It's a very popular Fontanian novel.
If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
Praise, Paimon, praise.
Well, what about the pay?
Uh-oh, that's the word we were trying to avoid.
Huh?
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
Ah, shit, it's been an hour. Alrighty. Start. We'll do that poll in a second. Right after this conversation is...
I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervilat were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
Thank God someone brought that up.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what film are you planning to make?
Oh, our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
I have a feeling I'm gonna have to grab over there and read it real quick.
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace.
She was up late last night reading novels, remember?
I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now.
Yeah, copyright and licensing fees are really expensive in the United States. I can't speak for other countries, but it's a bit of a racket in my opinion. Personally, I feel like our copyright law should be redone. By the way, look forward to it in February, guys. Mickey Mouse enters the public domain soon.
It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Tevat. I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand is well worth it.
Oh, that's right, you made Kiara's outfit, and that's the first time I believe you were mentioned in the story. Because that would have been 3.7. Damn, that feels so long ago.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's alright. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships could use some work. When I was reading it before, I always felt like some things were left on a rather unsatisfactory note. I have high standards, you know. Ahem, Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions and creative interpretation?
A lot, I would assume.
Oh! Oh, as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's greatest star.
And also, you're the copyright holder now, which means, unfortunately, the original writer, gets no say.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
To be fair, though, one-to-one adaptation is never perfect. There's been a few one-to-one adaptations I've seen that were really good or really interesting, because the source material was so interesting. But you should always take consideration to make changes for the medium.
Absolutely, no problem.
We're counting on you, Director Farina. Now's your chance to make a film that you'll love.
All right. It seems that your crew really can't go on without my care and direction.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit on the counter and get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
I mean, I would eat it without cooking it, but I get where you're going with.
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I? Somebody pinch me.
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate.
I was about to say, she beat me to the punch by 1 second.
There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of, we'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props.
And we technically haven't finalized the script if you're already intending to do rewrites.
And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know someone who could handle the job.
You haven't found someone for that yet?
Me? If this was before, I could have simply asked Florand. But it's already been some time since I last talked to her.
I haven't seen her for a while, and the fact that Clarand isn't on the... I don't know if when you're watching this, but around the time of me recording this, I believe a couple days ago, it was just revealed who we're getting in the 4.4 banner, which I'm assuming is going to be this year's Lantern Rite. It's gonna be fucking a guy named Gaming, and Cloud Retainer. So those are the people who are going to be on the new characters we're getting for Lantern Rite this year. Which makes me find sad, because that means we're probably not getting Clarand till 4.5. And who will be the 4-star with her probably will be, what's her name? Sidgewin. Because Sidgewin... I was amazed that Sidgewin was not the 4-star that released alongside of Risley. Why is Sidgewin not out yet? Which means Sidgewin is going to be released so late into Fontaine.
Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately, her style is quite different from that of the characters in the story.
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than them.
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I don't have any connection with them at all.
I've only heard that department mentioned a few times.
So, in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervilette.
Why do you feel so uncomfortable talking to him?
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevreuse.
Oh, you know them?
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiori, how do you know the captain of the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
And why are you waiting till just now to bring this up?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know each other over time.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation? Your work is becoming more and more mysterious.
Considering Chevreuse wears an eye patch, I wonder if it's related to that.
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough. She is a captain after all. I have no objections.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties. Do you think she'd really have time to help with shooting a film? And then there's the issue of pay.
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about her having time, because she sounds like a busy person.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go. You can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
Oh my god, I forgot. Miss, I only eat macaroni.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help. I can guarantee that even the standing tickets will be sold out. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation now.
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary, Paimon.
I can't wait to see our film's premiere.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevreuse is today.
By the way,
I need to do a 10 poll,
I'm
so can you hurry this up?
If my pay is so low, then what about our two lead actors? Didn't they travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is every person in Tevat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film? Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
Actually, I'm sponsoring it.
I already knew Xavier from before, and he's also agreed to give my brand some good exposure.
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
Rub it in, why don't you? Alrighty. Fables of Fontaine 3. Two Musketeers 1. And... alrighty. Boom! It feels really weird doing that with one button press. Alrighty. How many Harbinger of Dawns do we get? Well, that's one. Thought that was the second one. Ooh, Favonius Codex. That's two. That's three. This Harbinger of Dawn is glued to my account. I think I'm about ready to get my fucking 7th R5 Harbinger of Dawn now at this point. Who's in the shop right now? Barbara! Ooh, Kaya. I think I should get Kaya. I should get one of them. I don't know who I should get. What is Barbara's Constellations? Lethal Songs. I hate the button layout so much. Increases the cooldown of Let the Show Begin by 15%. During the ability's duration, your active character gains 15% hydro damage bonus. That's pretty good. And then, what about Kaya? You'd be getting C2 either way. While Glacial Waltz is in effect, each opponent defeated during the duration... Fuck that, no. Let's grab a Barbara Constellation. Or, I'll do what I keep saying I'm going to do. And I'll save that for someone else. Because I want Amber's constellations. Because, let's be honest, we are not getting Amber's constellations any other way. The A button. I'm so swapped around. Baron Bunny, new and improved. Hitting Baron Bunny's foot with a fully charged aim shot detonates it manually. 200% additional damage. We want that. We want that so badly.
Besides the macaroni, I should also pick up some tomato sauce.
Alrighty. It's that time of the stream again. It's time for me to read a book. Spoilers, I guess. Two Musketeers. Two Musketeers. There's Melancholy, the Lore Princess, Legend of the Shattered Halberd, Heart's Desire, Hex and Hound, Pale Princess and the Six Pygmies. I need to read this at some point. Legend of the Lone Sword. Flowers for Princess Fischl. Tale of Shuria and Shirin. Fables of Fontaine. There we go. Two Musketeers. Ah, it's not that long. Volume 1. An old man with gray hair carefully stood 6 special musket rounds on the table, looking at the brother and sister before him with nearly blind eyes. 6 bullets, will they suffice? The old man asked. They will, said the brother. The old man sighed. He had kept his promise, teaching the 2 orphans he had found at his doorstep everything he knew. Swordsmanship, marksmanship, deception, how to infiltrate a mansion and not be spotted by the hounds, how to kill someone in their sleep without leaving a trace, and how to pull the trigger without hesitation. 6 bullets, 6 lives, the old man said to himself. No, said the sister, 5 lives. 2 of these are for the same person. Oof. The old man didn't say anything. He didn't ask why they chose him. And he didn't ask how they planned to carry it out. Just like how his teacher hadn't asked him all those years ago. But the old man cared about his students. His nearly blind eyes had seen more than anyone in this city. Revenge is a one-way street, children, he said. What you've learned from me is enough for you to live a rich and meaningful life. I don't want you to end up like me. Just look at my eyes. Divine punishment, meted out by those who seek revenge. He tried to open his cloudy eyes for them to see. We died 20 years ago, said the brother. If we don't fire these bullets at those who deserve them, then we cannot return to the land of the living. The old man stopped speaking. He had known this day would come when he took them in. All right, I will not try to persuade you any further. He supported himself with his arms and stood up. Even so, he wanted to go around the table and hug his favorite students. He knew that this was the last time they would see each other. The old man asked, "Do you need anything else?" "No," said the brother. The old man noticed that the sister frowned. He couldn't see it. He felt it. "What is it, Iris?" the old man asked. He always liked Iris better. While she was considerate and passionate, she never hesitated when she had a gun in her hand. Iris looked at the flowers outside the window and said, "Actually, I have another request. May I pick a few of your rainbow roses?" The Two Musketeers, page 224. That's page 224. This is a long book, and there's 2 more volumes. Alright, look for Chevreuse. She was where we met Xavier at the beginning. She's still gonna be there?
I need to get out more.
15k Mora sitting around.
You're right.
I'm told this is faster, but I don't really know if it is. Oh, there's Charlotte.
Huh? Isn't that Charlotte? Who's her friend, and what are they chatting about?
Be pleased with the cherry on top, Charlotte. Journalist extraordinaire. Please tell me you're joking.
Did I stumble into a side quest?
I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. It's true, isn't it? It has to be. I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology and even taken out a sizable bank loan. I'm begging you like the beggiest
Oh God!
beggar in
Don't hit
all
your hand on the
fandom.
ground.
I need you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine, Pauline. I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to dash your hopes for those, big-ticket orders. But I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to us by an anonymous amateur author, written in the style of a true story.
Amateur author?
It sounds like they're just discussing a story, but why does this Miss Lapine Pauline seem so distressed?
Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public with this story. They even went to Maison Gardiennage for advice. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential criminals into wearing ridiculous costumes when breaking the law. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards, so a crude disguise isn't gonna get you far. If anything, it'll just make you stand out all the more. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red-crowned finch, and a specter man. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement, but this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it, and investing so much Mora for nothing.
Uh-oh. She really sounds like she's in pain. Paimon thinks we should just ask Charlotte what's going on. Hey, Charlotte!
Traveler, Paimon, it's you! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline about her research. She read an article in the Steambird about a criminal who evaded Gardamex detection by disguising themselves as a blubber beast. Inspired by this story, she spent a lot of Mora researching counter-criminal image recognition technology. Her aim was to improve Fontaine's public security by developing a device that could enhance Gardamex target recognition capabilities. She was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her prototype devices before I could get a word in. But unfortunately, it was just a fictional story, and her efforts and aspirations were all in vain. I tried to let her down gently, but she's finding it all very hard to accept.
Yipes.
This is a new situation for us, too. It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting, and the Maison Gardiennage only had Fontaine's best interest in mind.
It looks like a victim of misunderstanding.
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
Uh-oh, she's gonna jump, isn't she?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamex, head to the Opera Ep100, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
Yikes.
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamex armor. In all likelihood, they'd only hold you up at the Maison Gardiennage for a few days before letting you out, and then you'd still have to repay your debts. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be?
270,000 Mora.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces.
Oof.
And now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years, but I put every last mora into this project, and now I'm left with nothing. It's not just my savings that are gone. It's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming a billionaire one day.
Yikes. I didn't expect to walk into a sob story.
My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around.
I'm sure somebody could use the technology.
This prototype you've given me, the camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite something. You said you designed it specifically for high-fidelity image capture and analysis, yes? The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier. In fact, I'd say it has the potential to revolutionize Fontaine's news media. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed may have many applications that you've never even considered.
Really?
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issues we journalists face on a day-to-day basis better than me.
You know, I knew that when I was going to be doing a 1920s Dan impression for a part of today's stream, I just knew somehow, some way, we'd run into Charlotte again.
So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up interest in your product.
I can't believe it. If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. My big-ticket orders and billionaire aspirations are still in the cards.
Does it see what happens when you overreact?
Oh, maybe I should consider taking out another loan.
Please
That
don't.
way, I can rapidly improve the lens production process, be the first to market, and prepare to battle for dominance in the camera industry.
Come on, stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense in putting all your eggs in one basket before things are even off the ground.
Slow and steady wins the race.
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner.
I'm concerned about your health and safety at this
There's
point.
no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
She gonna be okay?
Can you believe her? She just ran off. Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work and forget about everyone around you. A lot of journalists are the same way when they're first starting out. But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this, and I'll be checking in on her regularly.
Please do. She's gonna get herself killed. Financially.
Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to stop her from going down any rabbit holes, and make sure mass production of her lens can begin as soon as possible.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
Go Charlotte.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you two take this prototype lens? I'm sure you'll have plenty of chances to use it on your travels.
Like in a camera film.
It takes the right person to get the most out of a new technology. In your hands, it's sure to capture some amazing sights.
Thanks a lot, Charlotte. What a nice surprise. We were just curious about what you guys were talking about. Totally didn't expect to get a free gift out of it.
You're welcome. I got something out of this too. The beginnings of a very interesting news story.
Yeah, woman nearly kills herself over debt.
The boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not be blurred, even when there's a compelling justification for doing so. Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback. Let's hope we don't mislead any more well-meaning citizens in the future.
Yeah, don't take out a 200,000 fucking loan just so you can develop technology no one needs. Special analysis zoom lens. The inventory after Charlotte takes the gadget, original effects, framing, freeze point, composition, hold mode take effect, but you can use special method to take photos. What was that? What was that quest that we just walked into? I don't even know. I'll have to look that up later. I didn't expect to walk into a quest. Okay, this is where Chevreuse was earlier. She's still there? She's not. She's moved. Which means... I was going to try to walk around it to see if there's another Musketeer booklet over there. There might have been another volume to read.
All right. This is the place.
There she is.
But where's the captain? There's hardly anyone around here.
Oh,
She's
she is
over there.
standing in the same spot.
The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kinda intimidating.
Does she? I mean, the vocal performance we got in the trailer sounded pretty intimidating. But she doesn't exactly cut an imposing figure to me.
Please wait here for a moment.
I like her
I'll
design
go
a lot,
fetch her.
though.
She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Working? But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Just trust me.
Okay.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens then. Chiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion designer, but she knows all these powerful people.
You'd be surprised who knows who.
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so in the competitive world of fashion.
Honestly, it's pretty similar in Inazuma.
Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So I can only imagine what Chiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I love her.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
What?
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
What is happening here? Oh! Oh, I see now.
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Okay.
Huh? What's going on?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything else.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb
You
my
got it, that in. You
customers.
saw that, right?
It's bad for business, you know.
Not purchasing anything.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either.
They're doing a handoff.
I am Chevreuse, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. Hand over whatever you're holding at once. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground
like that
before
her
you can
gloves
even
are
think about making a
red-handed.
run for it.
I just think that's kind of a funny, interesting design given her role.
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
Letelier. Didn't we have a picture of you earlier when we were looking at the weapon store?
What's going on here? One second you're reading a book and the next you're escorting people away.
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently? Chiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right?
I believe I mentioned it in my reaction to 4.3. I really like Chevreuse's design. Not a big fan of the detached sleeves. I still think detached sleeves are stupid. I get that some people like them, I just don't. But outside of the detached sleeves, I really like her design.
Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then.
Also, are those like headphones, or is it like a voice communication thing? Similar to like what they wear in Girls and Panzer.
Now that Vacher has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last batch.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys! Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler and Xavier!
Hey, I'm Chevreuse. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Why didn't you just arrest them immediately?
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevreuse. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevreuse's line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once.
Being right all the time sucks sometimes.
Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible.
If only we had one of those on the set of Rust, and then someone might not have died.
However, I'm afraid
I'm
this
joking,
work
of
will
course. I
require
know
a
that
bit of your time,
they
since
had
you'll
one,
have to be
but
present whenever we're
The
filming.
entire thing was a fiasco.
Also, as
Look
for
up
the
it.
pay...
You can look into it in your spare time.
No need to say any more. I'll join.
Huh? Just like that?
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment.
Nice!
Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina immediately. Oh, and I must tell the prop manager and lighting technician to get everything ready. We start filming tomorrow!
Everything's going
Calm
well.
down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a day to finish. Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something to tell you.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain.
See you tomorrow. I think Xavier would probably be able to hold himself together.
He'd better.
She's got a bit of an attitude. No book. Dr. Chevreuse, where's she? Oh, she's over here. Ah, by the Gardamex station, of course.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevreuse?
Have you read The Two Musketeers?
I've heard a bit about it. I read the one page they let me read out of the 200 or so.
The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron, and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the Baron's household, who never had any kind words to say to them. However, the Baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings decided to flee and someday avenge their mother.
Yep, that kind of wraps up with what little I've read of it so far.
Many years later, members of the Baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best.
And that's what they... Yep, 6 bullets and rainbow flowers.
The Baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day. But it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night, eventually becoming adept musketeers. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the Baron. Their actions let the truth behind their mother's death be known to all.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Yep, the Baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail. It was just the kind of story I enjoy.
To be fair, though, it's not exactly justice, but something should have happened.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevreuse?
You could say it was one of the reasons.
I'm a big fan of that type of hairstyle now that I mention it. She's got the whole wild mane look. You can tell that I like it, because I got all this going on. Yeah. One day I might get my hair that long, but because of the genes in my family, I'll probably lose it all before it gets that long.
Oh, you mean there were other reasons too?
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions.
Is there a case you need our help with?
Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before. There's been a recent murder case involving Muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
What are the odds that it's the author behind all this?
Huh. Really? But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today's papers.
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because the investigation is currently at a standstill. The murderer is extremely cautious.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Could it be someone from your platoon?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However... Well, that's all I can disclose about the case today.
Huh? What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me.
I kind of already want to.
I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the chances that justice will prevail.
Can someone from the Special Patrol help you investigate?
Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marechaussee Phantom. You could say I'm taking part in the investigation out of personal interest. I don't want people to see Muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crimes and the story.
Yep, I don't want it to be involved.
You mean they might be connected somehow?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. It's a request. Nothing more.
Sign me up. And again, this is basically turning this entire event into what should be a story quest for multiple people.
If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
Man, we're already getting close to that 2-hour mark.
What do you think, Traveler?
It's already been quite a day. Let's give it some thought tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. Paimon's getting a little tired too. We've really been hustling all day.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, especially when you're about to make an important decision. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shopkeeper and not even realize that the right choice is right there in front of you.
Alrighty. Act 1 complete. Let me guess. 3 days till Act 2 is available? Alrighty. So what do we get out of this? Joyous gift. Gather theater tickets to win valuable rewards. 4-star sword. Ultimate Overlord's Mega Magic Sword. So probably do all of this off stream. And Fontanelia film. Oh. 9 hours, 1 day, 2 day, 4 days. So yeah, we'll probably resume this at another point, because it looks like this is going to be 5 acts. And we're getting close to that 2-hour mark. Now, there is another 4.2 quest I've been meaning to start, so let's see if I can find it in my quest list. I am told there's a quest line over in somewhere near the Steambird. So we'll start another quest line and hopefully be able to finish it. Some kind of arrangement going on. Direction of the Steambird's office. Should we take a look? Oh. Melusine from the Marchia Say Phantom. Has something happened at the office? Yep, it looks like this is the quest line I was told to start. What kind of attitude is that, Editor Jank? What about your attitude, Agent Talocard? I'm helping you with the problem here. Did I ask for your help? What are you two arguing about? What good timing. Help me explain. I'm Agent Talocard from the Marchia Say Phantom, investigating a case at the Steambird. But this amateur keeps interfering with my deductive process. I mean, just who is the investigator here? Now, this is kind of odd for an amateur to advise a professional. I was merely suggesting that she not jump to any conclusions. She's barely started investigating and she's already decided that I'm the killer. It's defamation, I tell you. It does sound like defamation, but it's important to find the... Wait, killer? What happened? It's possible that an unfortunate newspaper employee has been, it's so sad. What do you mean, He's missing, that's all. Even if he is just missing, you're still mixed up in this. And that's because you drove him away. Didn't you, Editor Jank? Let's paint the scene. An idealistic young reporter finally gets a job with the newspaper of his dreams. He yearns to fight the evils of society with the power of his pen. But to his dismay, he discovers the newspaper is as corrupt as everything else. Black of ink, black of heart. Valuable stories are ignored in favor of puff pieces about popular music. His ideals are met with lies. His dignity trampled upon. Oh, it's such a sad story. Until finally, one night, he awakes from a nightmare upon a tear-sodden pillow and decides to flee the place that's shattered his dreams. What are you, an investigator or a bad novelist? You're cawing like a crow. So Editor Jank is the truth behind his disappearance? You are his boss. Are you not? Yet you deny all responsibility? Agent Talocard, your imagination knows no bounds. May I suggest that you hand in your badge and take up a job at our newspaper? We also publish fantastical stories, you see. Fantastical? As if my deductions are entirely plausible. Quite plausible indeed. Agent Talocard, let me clarify. The missing employee is Sir Arthur. Is Sir Arthur ring any bells? Sir Arthur? Paimon has heard that name somewhere. Sir Arthur is the Steambird that gives the Steambird its name. Our symbol. Our mascot. Oh, that's Sir Arthur. The one who stands by the door announcing the news? I thought that was a robot. Yes, so a steam bird that can neither walk nor fly, I fail to see how I could have driven it away. Wait, blast you. Shouldn't you have mentioned that before? Do you have something against me? Look, you're the one who turned up and started accusing me of murder. If anyone has an axe to grind, it's you. Oh, do stop bickering. The important thing now is that we find Sir Arthur. Ah, Euphraise. Yes, Paimon's right. Editor-in-Chief Euphraise, Agent Curve. You've returned. Thank you for your help, Jank. You may go now. Editor-in-Chief Euphraise. Hello. And who is this? Hello, Dan and Paimon. This is... Hello. I am merely Curve, Agent Telechard's assistant. You can talk? Like Sir Arthur? So Sir Arthur is a robot. No, Agent Curve is a special investigations drone belonging to the Marchese Phantom. He's remotely operated by someone back at the office. Isn't that the case, Agent Telechard? Huh, oh yes, that's the case. I didn't know Fontaine had such advanced technology. Well, unfortunately, this isn't the time to bring it up to you on our advances, much as I would like enjoying doing so. Right now I need you both to help with getting Sir Arthur back. Huh? Us? You've already got 2 professional investigators. Yeah, this is our case. The thing is, Agent Telechard, neither of you are official investigators with the Marchese Phantom, are you? Huh? You watch what you say. This is a genuine uniform, I'll have you know. But as I understand it, you were simply passing by and decided to start investigating of your own accord. I can't imagine why. I wonder if I should speak to the Marchese Phantom and... No, there's no need. Okay, I admit it. What, you're impersonating Marchese Phantom agents? Well, to be honest, they're just agents who are a bit special, in any case. I'm grateful to Agent Curve, who told me some very interesting things while we were interviewing the local residents. Curve, what did you tell her? As you know, Agent Telechard, the Maso protocols require me to answer all of Editor-in-Chief Euphrase's questions honestly. Maso protocols, is that some kind of customer service agreement? It's probably his programming. Those pesky protocols. I don't mean to offend agents, but Sir Arthur is of great importance to the Steambird, and I would like to have more professionals on the case. Dan and Paimon, for example. You want us to join the investigation? Indeed I do. And on behalf of the Steambird, I promise you will be rewarded. What do you think? We're in. Excellent. I hope you will all work together. The newspaper will be most grateful. Okay, just don't tell the Maison that we're here on the sly. What are you, playing hooky? Hey, let a girl have her secrets. Why don't you? Maybe when I know you better. Okay, Curve. If we're teaming up, we should show them our notes. Please take these statements, which we took from nearby residents. Oh, have you got any leads then? Of course, we're good at our jobs. But you don't work there. Or whatever. Okay, next we should investigate the scene. Sir Arthur disappeared last night, so there should still be some clues to be found. Residents' testimony 2. From resident near the Steambird, drunken vagrant. Oh, I know him. That's Rocher. I've seen him near the docks. He's always begging for a drink from the vendors. Because honestly, he wasn't like this before.
A good newspaper should be a lighthouse of truth.
Testimony from a resident near the Steamboard. If you're asking about anyone suspicious, I did often see homeless drunk hanging around near the entrance of the paper's office. Especially lately, he seems to be sleeping there every night. Commonly found button shows signs of having been thread snapped. Huh, button. Look, there's anything special about it, you know. Let's record that in the investigation notes first. Simple button. Commonly found button shows signs of having thread snapped. An empty pedestal. If you look closely, you can see the notch left by a sharp implement. What's this? Based on the shape and depth of the mark here, It was made by a small knife-like sharp object. So where's the knife now? Let's record this in our investigation notes first. Alrighty, Detective Dan is on the case. Notch on the pedestal. Notch left behind by a sharp weapon. Cut by a short knife or dagger. Ah, this is a world quest. Alrighty. Questioning Melusine and Answering Machine, Act 1. This bottle stinks. It smells fishy, too. Item related to testimony. Record this in our investigation notes first. Dirty, empty wine bottle. Salty. It smells like fish. Is it really a wine bottle? Aha! This looks promising. Tangle of footprints with no consistent depth or pattern. Looks like quite a few people came by. Based on these patterns, they belong to 4 different people. The paper already put a lid on the news and isolated all non-related individuals. As such, we can assume that these footprints left behind during the crime itself. Let's record it in our notes. Footprints at different depths with different patterns, intertwined and overlapping. They should belong to 4 different individuals. Aha! Letter seems to have already been opened. Writer's desires to do. Paimon doesn't get it. What's with this letter? Let's record it in our investigation notes. Hooray! Unsealed letter. You searched the entire scene? You haven't missed anything. We've got so much evidence. Footprints, bottle. Paimon's brain is almost fried. Let's think. Let's give us any leads. Maybe something that tells us what to do next. How many people are associated with the disappearance of Sir Arthur? Footprints of different depths, with different patterns, intertwined and overlapping. They should belong to 4 different individuals. Where can the suspects be found? Testimony of resident of the Steambird. You're asking about anyone suspicious. I did often see a homeless drunk. Commonly found button shows signs of having thread snapped. Where can the suspect be found? Dirty empty wine bottle from the small swath of the sea filled with salty fish? Maybe? Nah. No. Near the docks. Alright. To the docks we go. Things are a bit clearer now. Paimon's sure if anything's found useful. Paimon best lead is the Vagrant Rocher. I agree, one set of footprints must be his, right? And he sounds like the most suspicious. Why so? Well, he's a vagrant. Vagrants are meant to wander about, but he stays in one place. He's definitely up to something. I guess that makes a little sense? I'm not sure that's entirely logical. Trust me, I'm right. Let's go and check out the docks. Someone said that they saw him there. Envelope containing fragment special information. Yeah. Go to the pier. Ah, that's all Noel. Okay. Vagrants and Scamps. That's very fucking far. That's the pier? He hangs out here and in front of the steam bird. That's very oddly far away. Oh, we're getting close. We've passed 2 hours. Yeah, there's 18 seconds left on my thing. So it looks like we're doing another 10 pull. Two, one, beep, 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 beep. Start it again. And this is a long loading sequence, so I guess we're going to load in, do another 10 pull, and then we'll go through. Alrighty. Maybe we'll finally get a Chi-Chi on this account at some point. Personally, I just want to get more constellations for my Kaching. Huh. Kaveh. Do I have a Kaveh? I don't think I do. I was not expecting a Kaveh. In fact, I actually don't know what the full list of people you can get off the standard banner is. You can get anybody, right? Any of the 4 stars? I did not really think I would get a Kaveh. No one expects Kaveh.
I'm glad you gave me a chance. I always think it takes people with similar tastes to sustain a pleasant conversation. Nice to meet you. I'm Kaveh, an architect. If you have a project you'd like me to work on, then I'll need a detailed description of what you have in mind.
I wanted a Kaveh because his passive is really useful for teapot stuff. Alright. Well, that was unexpected. What's going on here? Man, Rocher has to be hiding here somewhere, so he has to find him for me. Intrepid Valberry. Because he got the pink hair. And as if not paying his debts wasn't enough, he made me chase after him. I'm gonna go trash his place and break his legs. There's a crab over there. What are you barking at? Oh, he's gonna punch the dog? Stop, what are you doing? Oh, they gave the little Melusine a whistle? That's cool. Who are you? Mind your own business. Director 42. Look at the uniform. They're all they're the Marche Phantom. Maybe we should fall back. I don't care about who they are. Steal yourself. Men, with me.
Another test cell.
Propagate!
I'll protect us. La, 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 la.
We'll talk.
Ow.
Don't blink. Hey! Yeah. Nowhere to hide.
This should be easy enough.
Suffocate.
No one escapes my sight.
Suffocate.
Ow. Take the rabbit. Anywho.
Incoming. Good.
That was funny. Wish I planned that.
Don't blink.
Director 42. The blonde one and the robot are difficult to handle. Blasted mud. Slipped and fell. Guess Rocher got lucky. Okay, lads, move! I see you're a fighter, Dan. Oh, that's nothing for him. Woof woof. No need to thank me, pup. We're looking for your master. Does he owe people money? Hey, listen, pup. Your master took Sir Arthur to pay off a debt, right? Spit it out. Where's he hiding? In my humble analysis, this line of questioning will fail due to language incompatibilities. The puppy looks as if to say, yeah, obviously. Then let's search the area. That thief must be here somewhere. Woof woof. Oh, there's more of those red bottles. Aren't these girl clothes? Ragged clothes from who knows where, emitting an odd smell. Picture of a loving couple. Is this Rocher and his wife? That's depressing if it is. Information retrieved. The woman in the photo is... Who? Who is Curve? Nothing in the box. Oh, something in this box, though. Oh, there's something hiding in the chest. That must be Rocher. He looks like the man in the photo. Don't hit me! So you're Rocher. I don't have any more. Not a single coin. It's okay. We chased off the debt collectors. Oh, wonderful. What a charming young Melusine you are. You are right. I am Rocher. And when I make it big, I won't forget to reward you generously. Dream on, you thief. We're with the Marchese Phantom. And we're here to arrest you. You stole Sir Arthur last night, didn't you? Confess. Who'd you sell it to? Me? Stole Sir Arthur? By the Hydro Archon. As if a person of my standing would do such a thing. And I've been hiding in this chest since yesterday evening. You've been in a box for a full day? Really? Curve, what's the verdict? Biodata anomaly identified. Mr. Rocher, you are lying. Me lying? Nonsense. Calumny. Slander. Where's the evidence? The bottle by the Steambird. We found a bottle by the Steambird, just like these ones you left there, right? Even if the bottle is the same, that doesn't mean that I left it there. Why, a place the size of Fontaine must be full of drunkards like me. Result replicated. Biodata anomaly identified. Mr. Rocher, you are lying. Hey, what's with the metal bucket? I'm gonna have my honesty and nobility smeared. I want an actual person to do it. Less shouting. Stop blowing a whistle. Listen here, thief. We're going to turn this place upside down and shake it to see if any evidence falls out. So no crying when we find something. Look, then look. Without real evidence, all you can do is insult me. Puppy looks at you as if it's waiting for something. The simple button, maybe? This won't be of use. Try something else. Panel dirty empty wine bottles. Strange small wasp filled with salty fish. These bottles, we found one of those at the Steambird. We give them the wine bottle. What's he doing? I know, he must have recognized the scent. The bottle must have Rocher's scent on it. Ambroso, did you have to? See, the dog recognizes your scent. Do you still deny that you were at the newspaper office? Okay, calm down, won't you? And Lombroso, you traitor. Lombroso wags his tail happily, saying as if I don't understand. Okay, I admit it. Well, Curve, you were spot on. How did you know? You detect liars? Correct, Miss Paimon. Really? You're a lie detector? Hey, didn't we talk about prying into other people's private lives? Gotta know us first. Hurry up and come clean, Rocher. What did you do? That's my private life, isn't it? How dare you? Fess up or you'll be enjoying plenty of privacy in the Fortress of Meripede. Okay, I admit, I told a few tiny little lies. But I didn't steal Sir Arthur, honest. I slept by the Steambird's entrance last night, and that's all. When I went to sleep, Sir Arthur was there, but when I woke up, it was gone. And I was worried people would suspect me, so I ran. That's not the full story, is it? We've been told you've been seen there a lot lately. Planning your heist, no doubt. It's not true. I was hoping to get some work there. You know, start off picking up litter. Maybe some bigwig might spot your potential, and then whoosh, your career takes off. Seems like you were the one causing the litter with your stinky wine bottles. It's not going to impress any bigwigs, that's for sure. I don't believe it. He's lying again. It's true, let me finish. I know how I look, but I used to work at the Palais Momonia. Well, it was my wife that got me the job. Her family used to be a big deal, and they still have some connections. Anyway, I used to be respectable. I'm not sure which is worse, begging for food or relying on your wife. Don't say that. I wanted to become successful under my own steam. Obviously. Well, that's when problems started. A while back, some people offered to let me in on their business. Don't worry about startup funds, they said. You can owe us, so I signed up. But I soon realized that the goods they were giving me were unsellable garbage, and then they started demanding I pay what I owed them. Were those the people who were here? Yeah, I didn't have any choice but to pawn things from home, get some money. But I didn't realize what I'd taken belonged to my wife. Something her grandfather left her. When she reeled like this, I was too scared to tell her the truth. So I said I'd lost money gambling, and she was furious and then threw me out. Why not tell her the truth? Maybe she'd have forgiven you if she'd known. What does this guy know about telling the truth? If he claimed he lost at gambling, he could blame bad luck. If he lost it on a bad business deal, he'd have to admit to being a good-for-nothing loser. Jeez, you're really harsh, Talachard. But what does this have to do with the newspaper? A month ago, the Steambird reported on a team of scammers in the elegant tableware confrérie. Those were the people who conned me. Professional con artists. Wow, the Steambird is pretty good at their job, huh? I know, that's why I wanted to work there. It would have been a respectable job, and I could have earned enough to get my wife's things back. Curve, is that true? Biodata has returned to normal range. Mr. Rocher is not lying. So it really wasn't him. So did you see anything suspicious last night? I did. I was woken up by some noise and I think I saw someone. Someone very small running away. That's suspicious, right? Someone small. Statements from the residents mentioned a young boy. Could it be him? Where would we find him? If only we had a puppy to show us the way again. Wags his tail happily. He seems to know that he's being talked about. Now that you mention it, Lombroso has an excellent sense of smell. Why don't we see if we can pick up any scent? I'm not sure it'll work, but it'll be worth a try. We have a button. Woof woof. Where's he going? Quick, follow that puppy. and the dog. Give the Hilichurls a wide berth, so that we don't have to start combat if we don't need to. We just took this man's dog and just immediately just let him join the investigation. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Couldn't we have done this already instead of having me follow him for like 3 minutes? The puppy has stopped. Could the owner of the button live nearby? Look, there's someone at home in that little house over there. Let's go ask. Aren't we like by Fremene's little setup? Woof woof. Connor, it's just like Mama. And that other one. It's not like that, Kevin. I don't know anything. Also, I hate you all. This just reminds me, there was a bunch of people sitting at a dock that I think might be a world quest, because they all started talking when I walked near them as well. I don't know anything. Also, I hate you all. Don't run, Kevin. Sorry to interrupt. What do you guys want? Don't worry, ma'am. We're agents of the March of Say Phantom, and we're investigating a theft. A button linked to you and your family was found at the scene. Do you have any comments? Oh, I sewed that on for Kevin just recently, but Kevin's a good child. He couldn't possibly be mixed up in a theft. I knew it, madam. I regret to say you have raised a thief. Please be reasonable, agent. Even if this is Kevin's button, all that proves is that he was at the newspaper office. And why would he be there if not to steal? Did you just say newspaper office? Yeah, how did you know that that's where the theft happened? No, you must have misheard me. Ironclad, irrefutable evidence. She keeps pulling out the whistle. Don't try to lie your way out of this. You'll only make your things worse for you and your son. No, my son didn't mean to steal anything. He only took a knife to defend himself. Knife? I thought we were looking for a mechanical steambird. You mean Sir Arthur? But Kevin only had a knife when he came home. Madame Madeline, why did your son go to the newspaper? What did he do there? Tell us everything. My Kevin just adores that steambird outside the newspaper office. Every time we go into town, he goes to visit it and tells it all of his troubles. I think this is the dock where that event happened. Yeah, when I was doing the Narsenkreuz questline, there was people at this dock talking. There was like a cat wearing a witch's hat and something. This time he came back with a knife. He said he'd found it stuck in the steambird's pedestal. So that explains the notch, but why did he take the knife? He said he noticed that Sir Arthur was missing and wanted to find it. But then some drunken man staggered towards him and he got scared and picked up that knife. Could we see the knife? I told him to get rid of it. I was worried it might cause trouble. That knife could be a clue. We'll need Kevin to ask where it is. Wish he could, but he's run off again. We were arguing at that moment about his father. You see, his father is a mechanical engineer posted outside the city. Kevin hasn't seen him in a long time. He's having a bit of a rebellious phase. He's furious with his father for not being there. Problem child, huh? Not easy. His father wouldn't happen to be Rocher, would it be? Still, we need to find him and ask about that knife. Am I crazy? Am I losing my mind? Yeah. Cat in the fiddle, the fish jumped over the moon. Meow meow. Tower of Gestalt. The tower's not there anymore, it's underwater. Yeah, so, I still need to make a note of this. So I want to make a note of this, and we'll put it on my to-do list. Hey diddle diddle, cat in the fiddle. Because whatever's going on there, that's got to be interesting, right? Oh, my blasted beasts. Eat me if you can. Any monster eats him will inherit problems. Save us some trouble, won't it? Hey, we only need to take care of one problem. Who wants to take care of a kid?
Incoming. Huh? Let it rain.
Who are you? Why are you making such an unholy racket? You might want to try saying thanks. We just saved you. Thanks. Ha! What's up with the angry face? You gonna hit me? Kid, a thumping would do... Pulling out the whistle already. Kid, a thumping you would do a good. But we're professionals. The Marshals say phantom agents. We don't beat people in public. So you do it in private? But we do need to ask you some questions. And if you got anything from us, we'll have to take you in. If you keep anything from us. And then, well, we won't be in public, will we? Take me in? Sure, go ahead. Take him in, too. Him? Who's that? Beland, that's his name. You should arrest him, too. Is that your father? Wish he wasn't. I haven't seen him in a year. No wonder Madame Madeline said this guy used to complain to Sir Arthur. My guess is that's the root of the problem. Complain? That's a laugh. I was working out how to set up his speech patterns. You haven't realized, I guess, that everything it says is programmed in advance. As soon as I figure out how to do that, I'm going to program him to say, Beland is a big fat weasel all day, every day. So that's why you're hanging out next to Sir Arthur. Wow, you really are a problem child. But Sir Arthur disappeared last night, so I won't be able to finish my research. I don't know who took him. You don't think I took Sir Arthur, do you? Sure, I'm a problem child, but stealing a mechanical steam bird isn't one of those problems. In my humble analysis, Mr. Kevin, have you come into contact with the knife? Wait, this robot can speak? How does it do that? Is it the same as Sir Arthur? Shows how much you know. Curve is much more sophisticated than Sir Arthur. For a start, he doesn't need to be told what to say. Then wow, you're awesome, Curve. Hey, could you say something for me? Say Beland is a big fat weasel. I know you can do it. First, you must prove that statement is true. Prove it? What the? See, it means you can't do it? You suck. Even Sir Arthur could say that. Do not confuse Curve with others. He is no liar. Well, I was going to tell you about the knife, if you said it, but he didn't, so the deal's off. Oh, come on. Listen, Brat, I don't think you understand. If we find Sir Arthur, you can carry on with your plan to slander your father, alright? We're on the same side here. Oh, that makes sense, so... Okay, I'll tell you, I threw the knife into the sea. I'll mark the spot on your map. Now hurry up and find Sir Arthur. That's more like it, kid. Is there anything else you should tell us? The more we know, the faster we can find Sir Arthur. Let me think. I went to the Steambird, but Sir Arthur wasn't there. Instead, there was that knife. And then the drunken man came at me, so I panicked, grabbed the knife, to frighten him off. That's it. So that's what happened. Curve, do you spot any problems? My humble analysis, Mr. Kevin is not lying, but I did notice anomalies in Madame Madeline's pupil dilation and breathing earlier. Was she lying? I'm unable to confirm that. There was, however, a data fluctuation when she told us that his father's mechanical engineer posted outside the city. Huh. I can explain that. She was lying. Pops doesn't know a spring from a spanner, as if he could be an engineer. My mother's a very experienced liar. She practices on me every day, you see. So you wouldn't be able to tell. A little while ago, she brought a puppy home and said it was a present from my father, but I snuck look at her letters, and it wasn't, and it was from some other man. Well, maybe that man is your new father. Alright, so congrats, kid. I hope your new father does a better job than the old drunken lech. This is so confusing. For a kid, anyway. I might not like what you say, But at least you're being straight with me. I wish my mom would do that. She does look a little bit like the person in the photo, right? Kevin, don't dwell on that. Your mother's just trying to protect you. She's worried you won't be able to cope if you have to deal with too much all at once. I don't want to know. It's knowing things that cause all my problems. No, it's the exact... Stop it with the whistle! It's the exact opposite. Your problems come from not knowing enough. Not knowing enough? For example, you still don't know that humans lie constantly. Your mother, your father, even you. That's the answer to your problem, kid. And when you realize that, you'll stop having such high expectations. You'll be a kid with answers, not problems. Answers. I'm feeling kind of attacked. Oh, do you disagree? Unless you've never even told a single lie. Forget it. I don't need to know the answer. I rather like you right now, so let's not spoil this beautiful moment. The important thing is to find if we've got... Find the knife. Gotta go, kid. Think about what I said and you'll find your answers you need. Don't listen to her, Kevin. Listen to Paimon. Go home and have a good talk with your mom. If she lied to you, it's because she has a good reason. I know, maybe I should go home. That family is complicated.
I'll race you there.
So the kid threw the knife in the ocean. Maybe he should have just kept the knife. Save us all some headache. Oh, we're back at his house. I mean, we could get the knife. Let's see the parents reconcile. There might be some cool missable dialogue here. Kevin is back home, but this can't go on. Isn't it time I tell him? Can a problem child really find the answers he needs? So this is where Kevin got rid of the knife. Paimon thinks it's time to get wet. I could, but Curve can't go underwater. Unfortunately, I need to stay here with him. Sorry, guess it's all up to you. You know what? We've already met a robot dog, and he could swim. Paimon guesses Curve isn't that advanced. How dare you suggest Curve is less advanced than a dog? She's not feeling very well. What was that dog's name anyway? When Curve is better, we'll have a competition to see who wins. Wow, someone's unnecessarily competitive. In my humble opinion, we should be looking for evidence. Never mind, let's get diving. Poor Seymour. I hope Seymour and Anne is having fun. Fun adventures. How are you feeling today, Curve? Motherboard temperature below warning line. Core functionality 20%. Not much lower than yesterday. Keep it up, Curve. Alrighty. Gotta look for a knife in the ocean. Talk about a needle in a haystack. Oh, there it is. Let's look around. It's a seashell. Nothing here either. Looks like we gotta look elsewhere. Just in case. Ooh, that looks promising. Nothing here either. Gotta look elsewhere. Oh, there's a cave in here. Water-stained knife. For some reason it shows sign of rusting. Might as well collect some of while I'm here. Talent chart, curve. We got a knife. Here, take a look. Could this match up with the notch in the pedestal? But it's just an ordinary table knife. Why would a criminal carry on like one like that? Maybe they ate at a restaurant and stole a knife there and then dropped it at the scene of the crime? They give your detective skills 1 point out of 1,000. Relevant information retrieved. A month ago, Steenberg exposed a case of fraud involving elegant tableware conferier. The elegant tableware conferier. I remember that. A knife like that was part of the evidence gathered. It must be responsible. There you go again with the must be responsible. Really, we can head back to the office and confirm it. Got enough time left today. I thought you two were really investigators. Can you really check on other cases? Okay, I guess we're kind of friends now, so I'll tell you. I'm an evidence clerk at the Marche Phantom. As such, getting a piece of evidence from the stores is easy peasy. What, is that even a job? So Curve is evidence. Indeed. Curve is evidence from... What? The evidence is running around solving cases? Why not? You aren't even evidence, but you're doing the same. But didn't Editor-in-Chief Chevreuse say something about Curve being remotely operated? She was helping maintain Curve's cover. She seemed to know his story, which is that he's a lie-detecting robot. That's hard to believe. How come Paimon never heard of something that incredible? Because he's been stuck in the evidence storeroom. Curve is a vital piece of evidence in a case dating back 30 years. Oh, so you're secretly investigating that shocking crime to identify the true perpetrator? As if my life's that exciting. I just got bored and decided to take Curve out for a walk. And that's it? Curve, what do you think? Biodata anomaly identified. Agent Telochard, you are lying. Oh, Dan, I was just saying I was starting to like you. Now you're using Maso Protocol loopholes against me. The what protocols now? You mentioned it earlier or something, didn't you? My great creator, Dr. Maso, added some rules to my core programming to ensure the accuracy of my lie detection. Those rules require me to answer all questions with complete accuracy and honesty. So you can detect a lie, but not tell one. And if someone asks you a question, you're obliged to answer it? Correct, Miss Paimon. What clever rules. So is this Maso guy some top scientist from the Fontaine Research Institute? He was a top scientist until he passed away. He died 30 years ago. And Curve became evidence. He died? How? Relevant information retrieved. Dr. Maso died in a duel attempting to prove his innocence after the court found him guilty. Why was he found guilty? Relevant information retrieved 30 years ago. Stop. You keep asking questions. Stop it with the whistle. You keep asking questions, Curtis has to keep answering them. Our priority should be finding Sir Arthur. Editor-in-Chief Chevreuse will be upset to eat if we don't find him. Alright, Paimon finds that unlikely. Well, anyway. Curve and I are going to see what we can find out about the knife. Let's meet first thing tomorrow at the Palais Momonia. Paimon's so curious. Couldn't you indulge her this once? We'll indulge you tomorrow. How about we make a delicious breakfast? Ooh, breakfast. Okay, looking forward to it already. Paimon is easy to please, as usual. See you tomorrow, then. Okay. They've gone. Paimon can't help but feel something is going on in their end, though. Best not to stick your nose in other people's private lives. Yeah, it's been a busy day. We should go get some rest. We'll meet them at the Palais Momonia tomorrow. Vagrants and Scamps. That was a long quest. The red and the black. Oh, these two reconciled? Mom, are you telling me the truth? That Pop and you... Shh, Kevin, you can't talk about that outside the house. You know now, and that's enough. I know, and I'll be good from now on.
I'll race you there.
feel like we're missing pieces here. So is Rocher actually the dad? I gotta check that photo again.
Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt.
He's gone. And all of his stuff is gone too. Maybe he's back at the Steambird. Alright, looks like the PG nibble just came in. Fun. PG&E is $200 this month. Expensive. Questioning Melusine and the Answering Machine. That's kind of a funny title now that I think about it. So we finished Act 1, so we can do Act 2 at another time. So yeah, this will be a good ending point. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So we'll do a little bit of a back and forth. So we'll do another Genshin stream in a couple days. We'll do Act 2 and 3 of Roses and Muskets, and then we'll resume this world quest. So, until next time, I'll see you all in the next stream. For now, bye-bye. Last thing before I go, I actually should say, just one last final reminder. Please feel free to follow and subscribe, both to me on YouTube as well as twitchtv.sheetstreams. Your help is most appreciated. And the last plug of the night, the Discord is linked in the description of my YouTube videos as well as my About page on Twitch. I wish you all the best. See you in the next stream when that happens. Bye-bye.